What's up guys, welcome back. All right, this video is a little bit overdue. I've had the Dwell Shell on for 3 months, but maybe that's an okay thing because now I can show you everything that I've learned and experiences that I've had with it in the last 3 months of having it on. So this is a video going over the entire Anti Shanty Dwell Shell. If you're unfamiliar with Anti Shanty, they obviously make this Dwell Shell truck camper. They make a really cool RTD, which is rooftop dwelling. It's kind of their version of a rooftop tent, but just like this, it's full aluminum walls, no tent fabric anywhere. And then they also do some really cool aluminum off-road trailers as well. They've done the trailers for years, but the Dwell Shell is kind of a new product within the last few years that they've done. And so they're kind of just breaking into the market with this thing. And it is the first of its kind to be fully hard-sided walls. It's not a tent. It really is more like a camper. So let me open up the camper. Let's go through this whole thing and I'll give you a full overview of the Dwell Shell. So to pop it open initially, you're only 2 latches. So you do 2 latches that are keyed on either side. So once your latches are undone, you could either pull open on this handle right here and open it up, or you can just do it right from inside the truck. And then your next step is just to undo all of the walls. And so you have little latches right here that you undo, and then the walls come right down. And then the last one is just the back wall here. And then to secure it back down, you just do this latch back up. So when the tent is down, you have a latch on top that clamps it down, but there's a second latching point right here that then holds the actual walls of the tent down and really pushes them into a good seal, so everything's really weatherproof. And so you just do those 2 latches back up. So in the winter, that's about the last step you would do. But if it was summertime, then you could open up all of these doors. So there's that one, this one, and a third one over here. One comment that Anti Shanty sees a lot is that they haven't come up with a solution yet for bug screens, which in the summer months in most places are an absolute must. So that's something they're working on right now. I thought that'd be worth mentioning, is that they'll have bug screens. So that way you can still have all the ventilation, but keep the bugs out. So down here on the lower level, you also have 2 gull wing doors that open. So now you have access to every single side of the truck bed. So up top, they give you Yakima roof rails so that you can kind of mount various things. I chose to mount Sherpa crossbars up there, and then I have 2 100-watt panels, so 200 total watts of solar up on the roof. And then up there behind the solar panels, you can kind of see it. I'll also show you from the inside, but that's a Dometic roof vent fan, so that you can kind of push some air around in there, which is really helpful. Right here on the driver's side, they install a 4-inch deck plate. So you can take that out, and that's designed for a diesel heater. So I use that all winter long. I even use it in the fall sometimes. And then here pretty soon, I'm gonna have them add a second deck port down here, and I'm gonna run 2 air hoses for the diesel heater so that I can heat the lower portion and the upper portion. You can kind of see them under here, but they do some custom awning brackets. So this one I mounted a little bit shorter so that I could do a privacy tent. And then on the other side, I have a full-size 270 awning over there. But they do these custom brackets. That way they just fit super flush with their Dwell Shell, and then it makes it really easy to mount kind of whatever you want here on the side. All their doors are just a single latch. So on all 6 of your doors, just a super simple open just like that. So right here I have their MOLLE cabinet installed. So the cabinet obviously gives you some depth, so you can actually set stuff right here. And then it's still traditional MOLLE panel, so you can connect stuff all to it with all sorts of MOLLE accessories. And then you can run up to 4 of the different accessories on each door. So I only have the 1 in right now, but I could run 2 on each side technically. Anti Shanty offers a lighting package, so on each gull wing door you have a light, and then also up in the tent you have one as well, and then you can press and hold them to adjust the dimming on them. So that gives you some really good light. If the doors are open, it shines out this way, and then if you close the door, it actually shines the light inside, so you kind of get dual purpose out of those lights. Just because I'm talking about lighting really quick, what I did is I installed a 40-inch Kingpin light bar back here. which also just attaches to my power station, and they're dimmable. So that gives me light up in the tent, each gull-wing door, and the back here. So this side's obviously the same, but that's my 270 awning right there, just so you can kind of see it and actually get an idea of what it looks like. And then I run my power in my fridge. And so this is obviously a video about the Dwell Shell, so I'm not gonna go into my personal stuff as much, but having the gull-wing doors is really convenient. I'm able to run my fridge clear up here in the front and have access to it there. And my power station is here. I can access all of my electronics and buttons and all sorts of stuff there. That's everything for the exterior. Let's hop inside the camper and go over the different kind of bunk modes that you have and all the accessories that they install in here. So I'm actually gonna close these doors so I don't freeze quite as bad. This door back here has a handle right here so you can reach it. The side ones are really easy to grab. That one's obviously a little bit longer, so you got a handle there. Otherwise, they're really easy to pull in. So this works like a lot of the truck campers on the market right now, where you can kind of transition it into a more livable camper type space. And so right now I have all the panels moved up there. I'm able to stand, and I have like tons of room. More than half of my truck bed is open right now. Really what it's trying to do is you're trying to make the most simple version of a camper that you can, but then also not take away your truck's capabilities. And so like this, it doesn't affect your truck much driving wise or anything, but it gives you this livable space and takes what would normally be a rooftop tent and completely changes it by giving you a more livable space in here to actually be able to stand and have some privacy rather than just being in a canvas rooftop tent. And then every single door on this thing has a lockable latch. So every door up here, all the gull-wing ones down there, I can literally just flip this switch right here and then it locks the doors. And so you're really, really secure compared to a canvas type tent where someone could just cut through it. And technically, if you're somewhere where you're worried about someone like breaking into your tent and cutting, you probably shouldn't be sleeping there anyway, but it is nice. Some people want that security. I want that security. And so having super rigid, hard-shelled, super safe area to be in is really nice. The safety is less important to me, even though it is a nice bonus. It's more about just being in a place that's way more insulated, and it doesn't feel like you're in a tent. It feels like you're in a really high-end camper. And so in wind and snow, rain, every kind of element that you might have, you're just in a way more secure place with all of your walls being hard-sided. Every piece of this is insulated, so your roof's insulated. This panel here that you sleep on is insulated. And then there's a thermo liner that they have on every single wall here. So this cool topo patterned C-deck thing here all adds insulation to the whole thing. So right now I've got all the panels stacked up here. This one here is a long rectangle piece. You can kind of ignore the seam right there. I just repurposed this from the previous version that I had in here. So this is actually one long panel right here, and then you have two smaller rectangle panels right here that all fit into this area. So I'll kind of show you how these panels work. So this one just slides in right here. And then I still have room to stand up. It's just kind of shortened that area. But you can run it like this. You can do kind of any variation you want of the panels. If you put this one in, it now gives me still a pretty big area here to hang out and do stuff, whether it's cooking, hanging out, whatever you want. And then still gives you an area to get in and out if you didn't want to have the panels in quite yet. And then when you want to close everything up, you can just grab your rectangle panels here and slide them into place. That's also another mode you could do. If you were sleeping by yourself, you could now lay on this portion here and kind of leave that one open. Or you can close it all the way up and put both the panels in like that. So I already showed you the bigger gull-wing doors that you have here, but you also have these smaller Arctic turn windows. And so these just have 3 little latches, and then they kind of click into place in a couple different modes. So you can open them up all the way, or just crack it open a little bit to get a little bit of airflow. And then it obviously gives you a window so that you have a little bit of light coming in. So I think the last thing to show you is this Dometic roof vent fan here. You can, with this switch, you can pull the air in or out. So you can obviously pull air in like a normal fan, or you can pull the air out, which actually works really well if you either crack this open or if you had this whole gull-wing door open. If you have the air pulling out, you can actually feel it pull air in from the sides and move air in here really good. The only reason I didn't do this video sooner was because it feels like every couple of weeks or every week I'm adding new accessories or changing things. And so I thought I would have it completely dialed in. Turns out I just like changing things all the time. So there's no better time to do it than now. I'll continue to have changes for it coming. One of those things that I was waiting on and didn't really need to wait on was a mattress up there. So the way that they have been providing it now, they do like a 1-inch commercial grade type carpet-ish. Which isn't designed to sleep on. It just gives you some good cushion, and then you can actually add a mattress of your choice. So whether that's an X-Ped or a Hest mattress, which are some really comfortable options, you can throw those up there on your own. It also makes it so that a mattress isn't in the way. So you can actually then store more bedding up there, or you could store a whole bunch more stuff up there because you have the room. I would prefer to have a mattress, so I'm working with them on that now. To where you'll have mattress tiles that are custom fit to all the panels. And they've already got a test one done. I'll have mine in here hopefully soon. So that's kind of an option you have from them. You can either do the 1-inch carpet if you want to run your own mattress, or hopefully soon we'll have these custom 3-inch memory foam mattresses that all connect to the tiles and all move around and make it really comfortable, but also so you can move each square out of the way. So one other thing I forgot to mention when I was up in the tent that I didn't think about before even owning one of these that was a big bonus is because you're fully hard-sided, you can lean against all the walls. And so you have all 3 walls here that you can lean up against. When I was out camping a few weeks ago, I was able to lean on this wall, mount an iPad on the other side, be able to get in and out of the camper, but watch shows, kind of have like a hangout mode, I guess. Or you can lean against the back wall, kind of do whatever you want. So with a traditional truck camper with fabric, you can't lean against any of those walls, otherwise you kind of stress out the fabric. So it really does turn it into way more of a camper than it is a tent, because you have so many more camper-like qualities out of this thing. So I guess if I'm giving any feedback as far as a 3-month review goes, my consensus is that I absolutely love this thing. I've wanted a truck camper for a very long time. I really, really like the idea of being able to have a livable space, something that you can get in and out of, have privacy, stand up and change or cook or do whatever you need to. It just takes camping to a whole nother level while still keeping your setup really simple, as opposed to having some massive slide-in camper that takes away all the functionality of your bed, or that is a pain to take in and out, or traditional rooftop tent, which is still an awesome option that I ran for years. But this just kind of takes it to another level to give you kind of a live-in space. So that's kind of my consensus on the Dwell Shell so far. These things are just awesome. So if you have any interest in one of these, I have a link in my description that goes to their website if you want to go check them out. Thank you guys for watching the video on the Dwell Shell overview. We'll catch you next time.